Damn, Peter, back at it again with the very heterosexual tank tops. Hello, everyone, I'm back. It is Saturday again, and this video is on time. What? Second time's a charm, right? This week we're talking about our coming out stories. I do not have the most interesting, at least to me, it might be interesting to you. It's kinda short and almost not complete yet, but let's just get into that right now, shall we? The first time I started questioning my sexuality was around 12 years old, and my dog just came into the room. Hold on. There he is. Oh, okay, right. Where was I? Right. I think my first exposure to sex and whatnot was actually with a friend of mine in like junior high or something, and he decided to show me a video on his TV while his mom was upstairs of, yeah, you guessed it, pay-per-view porn. Yeah. So I had no idea what was going on because I was 12 and I was like, what is this? My parents never gave me the talk. They didn't give me that talk till I was 16, and it basically went down like, hey, Peter, yes, you know, right? Know what? You know about like sex? Yeah, I know. Oh, okay then, great. So we don't have to talk to you about it. So I saw that video and then I was like, I don't feel anything, right? But what I did feel was the very stereotypical locker room romance when we had to dress down for PE. I had heard that that was normal because I used the internet to kind of see what was going on with these feelings. Queer youth kind of discover certain same-sex attractions in the bathroom. I mean, not the bathroom, the gym, the locker room. Fast forward to a year later after I wrote multiple entries in my many journals about who am I, what am I feeling, is this normal? Grew up in a Christian family, so I knew that according to the church it was not smiled upon at all, and basically it was like, oh, you're gonna go to hell. It definitely caused a lot of paranoia on my part while I was growing up. I talked to my dad because on top of just the same-sex attraction, I was also attracted to a lot of my female companions at the time, but more in a romantic way. So then I was like, oh, maybe I'm bisexual, right? I talked to my dad about it. He was in my room when I came in and he was holding my journal and he was like, what is this? So then I was like, okay, like I can finally figure it out with him. So I go, you know, Dad, or Appa in this case in Korean, I think I'm bisexual. And then he stood quietly for a bit, then he immediately said, no way, it's a phase. And I was like, alright. So he just kind of left. More years passed, about 2, and I came out to my friends at school. I was really scared at first because I was educating myself a lot on the queer community and kind of these struggles of growing up and going on all these forums. So from a lot of the stories I read, I noticed that there was a lot of prejudice going on against when you came out at school. A lot of people teased you and stuff. Oddly enough though, surprisingly, when I came out, nobody batted an eye at all. No one. They were just kind of like, okay. Well, obviously there were some people who were kind of like, are you really? I heard you were, but I don't think you are. That's better than experiencing hate crime, which is terrifying. But yeah, no one really reacted. People mostly made fun of me for my race. So intersectionality means intersectional bullying. Wow. So after I kind of got comfortable with a lot of my friends knowing and becoming the token bisexual guy and the only queer member of the queer straight alliance at our school, it was pretty annoying. Well, I decided to come out to my sister, who is 5 years older than me. She is like a huge part of my life, you know, one of my best friends, if that makes sense. Talk about everything with each other. And I knew that her best friend at the time was a gay male. So I was kind of like, maybe she'll be okay with it, right? So we sit in the backyard in our really nasty backyard chairs that have water stains on them and gross. I'm staring at our garbage cans for some reason while I say this, because I guess I needed like a focal point, and I just said, I'm bisexual. Yeah, I'm part of that community now. And then she kind of was like, are you sure? Like, I'm totally okay with it, but are you 100% about this? In the back of my brain, I was kind of like, no, not really. But I was tired of hiding this whole process and this growing part of me, growing identity of me that I was discovering being a secret from her. So then she said, okay, that's fine. And then she told me about some of her questioning and experiences that she had growing up. So that really helped. So the last person who I guess I never really discussed is my mom. First, let me say, my dad, I haven't brought up my sexuality since 13 years old. So it's been like 10 years now. It's odd because he tends to refer to me as his daughter a lot now, or like not a man, and I'm just kind of like, all right, I don't really care if you don't see me as like a man or as a son. If you see me as a daughter, it doesn't matter because I'm still your child, and that's fine. So I think part of my dad does know, but he's not the type to really care. He just cares that I can pay the bills and not starve to death. So thanks, Dad. My mom. A little bit of background on my mom. She's pretty conservative, and she is incredibly Christian. Bible study every Friday, constantly listens to Christian music all day, and urges me to constantly go to church. I actually went to church all the way up till the end of high school, I think. And it was pretty disheartening to see the Prop 8 signs outside right there. That was a messed up image. But yeah, my mom's really, really Christian, right? And in Christian scripture, it says, well, it's interpreted that homosexuality or any kind of sexuality that's fluid or changes or isn't the typical conservative nuclear family thing, and all the misogyny involved in the Bible, might I add. It's not unexpected that she wouldn't support me if I came out to her, and every time something is mentioned like that on TV, she laughs, And then when I told her I was hanging out with a friend of mine who's gay, who identifies as a gay male, she said, I don't think you should hang out with him anymore. He might be a bad influence on you. So joke's on you, Mom, because the influence has already reached me 10 years ago. I haven't come out to my mom. I'm 23 now. Honestly, my plan during college was to tell her then while I was away from them, but they moved to my city at the end of freshman year, so plans changed. My mom has found lots of stuff. My search history, the friends I hang out with, events that I go to that I had to cover up. Even yesterday, she saw my certificate that was specifically for graduation for the LGBTQ asterisk students at my college. So I think she is aware of what's going on with me, but she is also subconsciously hiding it. So the coming out story isn't really over for me. If it does happen, I will be sure to vlog it to all of you. But for now, that is unresolved. See, now it got sad. Damn it. Gah! But that's just how it is, but I turned out okay, at least. A lot of queer youth become homeless after they come out to their parents. I am lucky enough to where my circumstances have allowed me to still be under the care of my parents, their support when it came to college and everything. Don't feel too bad or anything, because there are people who have it way worse, right? There's always people who have it worse. Come on, Peter, think of a joke. Once I get done with the EMT certification, which is in 2 days, by the way, woo, I'm gonna move. Once I kind of establish roots in the area, I'll be ready and willing to come out. Just because I am still afraid of the possible consequences. And I don't want to lose a relationship between me and my parents, but I I'm fully aware that that is something that could happen, because in Asian culture there is kind of that heavy emphasis on grandkids passing on the family name, and queer people aren't really discussed in Asian culture. There's a silence, and that's sad. I'm just gonna cut the video now, but I'll see you all next week, hopefully with a more lighthearted video. Goodbye! Green beer. God, it's so expensive. Why don't we just like bring green food coloring your back or something? Come on. Come on!